Hello, guys. How's how's everyone doing? It is currently 9 a.m. on Monday. This video is supposed to go up 2 p.m. this afternoon. Don't know if it's going to upload that quickly by YouTube, um, but we will see. It has been a very long weekend for me. Um, I actually fell asleep yesterday. Um, well, night before I went to sleep. No, sorry, take that back. Let me collect my brain here. Early Sunday morning, about 3:30 or so Sunday morning, I fell asleep. I'd been up all night on Angel Watch with the Steinmetz family farm. One of his goatees that was trying to have a baby, and when he decided it was time to take her to the vet, I knew it was going to be a few more hours before we had any updates. So I thought this is a good time for me to go lay down and get some sleep. Well, I woke up, shot up out of bed like 3 hours later. I was awake. I ate a bowl of cereal, made a cup of coffee, ate my cereal. My husband left for work, and that's the last thing I remember. I was woken up around 5:30 ish to my husband saying dinner will be done in just a few minutes. Um, I ate a couple slices of pizza, opened up a can of seltzer water, and that's the last thing I remember. Somewhere around 10 o'clock, I think, because that's usually when he goes to bed, he said, "Why don't you go to bed?" And I never made it there. I fell like right back to sleep. But then I woke up at 11:30 Sunday night, and I've been awake since. Um, but I'm like super tired. My body is exhausted, but now I'm not sleepy. I'm just exhausted. But anyway, so you may hear a chicken going off in the background because I am still on the Angel Watch. Just had a very dramatic birth like an hour ago, and there's another couple mamas that are right there getting ready. So I have it going on my tablet out of screen. Um, but roosters are really loud, so you might still hear a little bit of them. Um, but so let's get on to this week's full deck challenge card. This was last week. So my carryover item I'm going to have is this cutout from it was Edge Puncher and an envelope. But this week's prompt is blending. I don't know how well this ink is going to blend, but we're going to try it out. And given how everything has been going down for the Steinmetzes, I was hoping I'd find something that kind of was reminiscent of like farm life, animal life, something to that effect, but couldn't really find anything. Um, this is a bunch of people gathered together, which is kind of still on point for them. You know, they call us their farmily, not family, farmily. Um, and you know, I think that have a lot of us have bonded over the last several birthings that have happened on the farm because there's been a lot of drama. There's been a lot of tears. There's been a lot of anxiety because there've been some pretty hectic birthings going on. Um, that being said, I kind of wanted to try to do something to honor or commemorate. I don't know what the right word is that I'm looking for there. What's been going on there. So I used the two different purples. They kind of sort of blended together. Not as much as I, would have thought they would, but is what it is. So what I'm going to do on here is I'm going to get out my orange and my yellow, because orange and yellow are complementary. It's either contrasting or complementary. Yeah. It's across the color wheel. So purple's on one side, across is oranges and yellows. So I'm going to blend the background of my card, which, as you remember from the very first one, each of my cards is covered with a thin sheet of tissue paper, so that it does take inks really well. Much better than just, the card by itself. And some of this is going to be covered up by this stuff over here. But want to make sure that you're inking everything, though, just in case something does, show through. Do that, and then what I want to do is I'm going to take so my colors that I have here in Tim Holtz, that's the wrong lid, in the Tim Holtz Distress inks, I have Spiced Marmalade, Squeezed Lemonade, and Seedless Preserves, and then this is Vivid Premium Dye Ink Pad. These were in a bag of stuff that I bought at Goodwill. So I don't know the brand well. So I'm just going to kind of bring some purple onto the back of the card as well. Remember that this challenge, the general theme is mini collage with a constant item. My constant is I'm using stamps, and a carryover item from last week into this week. So again, my carryover item is this that I used down here on the bottom of last week's. Now, I actually purchased some rings. Right? That open up. I bought enough for my altered index book because I realized that very soon I was not going to be able to fit them into that little binder that they were in. So they are now on 2 rings like this. My plan was to feed these cards onto one of these rings. Week 2 presented. Nope. My eyelets are not all the same size. Some of them are too small to fit on this ring. So now I have 10 3-inch rings that I got to figure out what to do with. And I got to get a smaller diameter ring. Not necessarily smaller diameter this way, but diameter this way. So that it can fit through. I'm like, oh, yep. That would be my luck. So I'm just using the pickled preserves. Seedless preserves. I don't know where pickled just came from. Just doing the edge of this little tear out of a book page. Again, it was in my box of scraps for this project. And I'm going to put that over here on this edge of the card. I do want a little of that color showing through on this side of it. I also have it separating. Okay. Now, if you read my community tab about the goat named Hope, that is what this is about. This is honoring her life and the way in which she has brought hope to people, how she's changed people's lives, how she changed Justin's life, and, you know, aided in creating a family on YouTube. So cards like to bend. And then I have this little thing that says life. I was kind of hoping I could find one that said hope, but I don't have anything like that in my current stash. I thought I had a stamp, but if I do, I have no idea where it wandered off to, because I went through my stamp drawers. And I didn't find anything, so. Now this stamp is actually a baseball game that's going on. So hold on. Lauren's back in the barn with her phone. So I'm like, is there a baby coming? So I'm going to cover up the baseball bat. Just so that, you know, it's a gathering of people rather than a baseball game. It's so funny because so many of us are like, we've got things to do, but we don't want to miss another birth. Yeah, I'm the same way. I'm like, I got to get in and get my videos done, or my own subscribers are not going to have their content this week. I'm like, I get in there and hopefully I can get my videos done before babies are born. Life. Okay, let's put these away. Once again, my power cord to my ring light has taken out all of my blending brushes and knocked them all out of their holder. So I'm just going to put those in a pile back there behind my tablet. And I will deal with them after. Like, where is my clear ruler? Where's my clear ruler? There it is. Ugh. Under my book. Because this is how I measure out where the center of my card is. So that I know where to punch my hole and put my eye in it. And we gotta figure out what color we want to do. Do a silver. I do a pink. Yeah, I don't like the pink. White. Got copper. Yeah, I don't like the copper one. That's silver. No, I think, ironically enough, I think I like the white one. Gives it a nice little contrast. Right, put those back in there. Huh? Oh, I did that backwards. Hate when I do that. Squeeze. See, and this is another one that's little, so that big ring wouldn't have fit through this one either. Locked it down on accident. Okay. This gets put away. Just a nice little simple one for this week. In commemorating the life of Hope. So we will talk to you later. Bye!